Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
2, 1.
We're live.
Well done.
You witnessed it.
Wow, that was amazing.
Did you see how much time we have left? We had there.
Perfect.
It was a split second.
Copy and paste perfectly.
There's got to be a better system or technology. the amount of stress.
Give a wipe.
Yeah, like a production board.
Did you
Why
feel
would we
the,
do
Scotty
Did you
Mack
feel the anxiety?
We need Star Wars.
Good morning, Gloucester. This is GloucesterCast 504. We have three esteemed guests today. We have Brandon Pratt with us, Cross Country Mortgage.
Thank you. Good morning.
Coming off a huge performance on the Bass Rocks Golf Course, the Engels and Volker.
Solid middle of the pack finish, I think. Solid middle of the pack. Yeah, solid.
Solid.
Unlike
But you guys
Phil
look
Mickelson.
good. You look good.
Unlike Phil Mickelson's big win on Sunday.
Yeah, these 50-year-olds could not put it together.
It's tough. We have Grimdrops coming on at 9:20, and we have Adventureman coming on at 9:40. Scotty Mack is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Scotty Mack got 2 bonus points. This is a new thing for the podcast. This is eliminating the view of the Bonzas right here.
Bonza eliminator.
Bonza eliminated.
Bonza
No
eliminated.
Bonzas. Right here with this little table.
So I went black so I can blend in even more.
Yeah. We can't even tell. We got big fat
It's very
bastards.
slimming.
And we're big fat bastards.
Blends right into the table.
Chris McCarthy's with us.
Good morning, Gloucester. He got 2 credits, but he got one taken away because he brought in his frozen clams to go fishing
Get the
to use Joe's microwave. Now the whole office is
He
going to smell.
legitimately, he wants, look at this fucking thing.
Oh, that looks
He
like
wants
soup.
to heat up.
Oh.
There it goes.
I want to
These-
thank Three Lanterns for the supply of the clams.
Can you eat those?
Well, you
Throw them out.
get clams
He's
from
gonna stink up the
if you
whole
get fried clams.
That's what those are.
No, this is not fried clams though. But if you put fried clams, you smell the fried and the batter and all that. I did yesterday. You don't smell a thing. It's just a light defrost, so you can actually fish with it. And I caught my first fish of the season yesterday.
Did you see the post I made?
I did not see the post you made.
Straight.
I put you on it.
Assassin.
Scotty Mack, Striper Assassin.
Striper Assassin.
It was
I think
on-
the Stripers won. I think the Stripers
It
won
was about this
yesterday.
big, but it counts.
You know when
you're,
you
you're on the board.
When you tell a fish story, it's usually like this. No, mine goes in reverse. It's usually like this.
Jimmy Dalpiaz is over here.
Hey, good morning, Gloucester.
Pat is on the keyboard answering the people.
Guillermo's in the back.
Guillermo.
Brenda Grimes
Yes, sir.
Davis. You know what? She is a faithful.
Yeah.
Nina Testaverde's with us.
You know what I've
I'm
noticed,
faithful. I
Joey?
love our faithful.
and Chris, and for all the viewers out there, we haven't had a very strong Guillermo moment lately.
Yeah.
He's been in the background.
You know,
I think-
he's riding the coattails of the chest waxing a little too long.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's fun. We can't see anybody when we're out and about. If we run into anyone, he has to work in the chest.
Guillermo, come in and sit in the position I was in yesterday. Come on, Cam, let's go. Come on.
No,
Just
it's
sit
going to
right
be
here.
in traffic. I'm here. I'm fine, boys.
The viewers would like to see you.
No, I'm okay. You can see me.
I'm okay.
They can't see you. Oh yeah, they can. No,
Oh,
he's
no,
in the
he's
shot.
right there. He is.
He's in the shot.
By the way, I don't work it in. They come up to me. And if you were standing right there where 2 people walked right up and said, why did you let him do this? They were on your case.
That happens.
Because you didn't refinance your house through Brandon.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
lost.
we waxed your chest, Jimmy.
Yes,
You got to.
Pat Delpiaz, ladies and gentlemen, she was the one that was brave enough, because Chris and I chickened out on. Well, we didn't really chicken out. We just
No,
kind of
it was
we
chickening
felt
out.
for him
Yeah.
that we could not pull the wax strips
Yeah.
off when the hair come off the
I
chest.
couldn't.
I just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do that to a human being.
Oh, boy. But Pat
Obviously,
did.
Pat. obviously Pat could.
It was a merciful.
She
It was a merciful
took
gesture.
way too much pleasure in ripping those things off.
It was a merciful.
She did the countdown. She did. All right, on the count of 3, I'm going to rip it off. 1.
She had
Oh my
giddy
God.
look on her face.
Laughing. I mean, I could see like.
So, Brendan, right now there is a lot of moving parts in the U.S. economy, worldwide economy. There is a dearth of people that are available for trade jobs, restaurant jobs, jobs everywhere. What is that doing to the interest rate landscape?
Well, the interest rate landscape it's changing because there are so many influences going on right now. We have a ton of government stimulus, which are paying people, in essence, to stay home and not work. They would make more money staying home. So that's why you're seeing a lot of people having a hard time filling jobs. In addition to with COVID, the borders are closed. So a lot of seasonal workers that would come here are not being able to come in as well. So that is putting a lot of pressure on restaurants and a lot of stuff in retail. Then we have low mortgage rates, people moving and buying houses, housing prices climbing. So now we have equity in houses. So everybody wants to remodel their houses because after COVID, they've changed what they want to do, what their lifestyle is going to be. Yeah. So they're, cashing out on the low interest rates, taking advantage of the equity, and that's putting strain on construction prices. And again, the trades with not enough people to hammer nails and to do all that other stuff.
Plywood prices, material prices,
quadrupled.
Yeah.
So that's all become very expensive now, and that's just putting pressure on prices that are continuing to go up, which means inflation most likely, which will drive interest rates up. So right now we haven't seen that really directly impact mortgage rates. They do go up and down if there's some bad days in the market, but right now the rate's still around 3%, so it's still really good. And the other great thing about this time is most people did their taxes last week, so they have their paperwork handy. They can get it together and we can look at it really easily. So this is the time that most people have already looked at their financial information with tax filing last Monday, the 17th. So,
how many pieces of information do you generally need?
If you have a regular job, a salary, all I need is 2 years of W-2s, a mortgage statement, a pay stub, and your homeowner's insurance information. And that's generally enough.
And if the interest rate on their current mortgage is where or higher, would you say it totally makes sense to talk to you?
So the number one thing I look at is cost versus savings. I believe in refinancing 0.25% if I can do it for free. So a lot of the refinances I do no closing costs refinances. I think you guys taking advantage of it too, because if rates go down, you don't want to spend a bunch of money refinancing, because then when they drop again, you just wasted that money on another transaction. Right. So what we try to do is we try to bottom out the market, take advantage of what's available. I call it the mortgage stimulus. A lot of people are getting checks to stay home. Well, there's also treasury money for mortgages that are keeping these rates down. So you can get a mortgage stimulus, taking advantage of it from either zero closing costs to, a traditional mortgage around $350 is about $3,000 in closing costs on a refinance. Wow. And we can do anywhere in between $0 and $3,000. Just depends what the savings versus the cost looks like.
It's also a good opportunity for people who have a 30-year mortgage or a 25-year mortgage.
Yeah, we're slicing down a lot of years as well. One of the great things we have now is we have, you may have heard it on TV, but we can do any term from 10 to 30. So if you have 14 years left, I can do a 14-year mortgage.
Oh, wow.
You got 28 years, I can do a 28-year mortgage.
Oh, so it's not necessarily increments of 5, 10, or 3.
Correct. Yeah, so anything from 10 to 30. So we can do, a lot of the people that I work with, we will cut down the number of years to try to keep the payment the same as where they're at now. Yeah. That way they can take
that's
more
what
years
we do.
off. That's right, yeah.
That's what we do. We took 5 years off.
Where does one's golf handicap play into the
So the cost versus savings versus the GIN index is a direct correlation to the Fed's Treasury index, which means you pay 0.25% higher.
Oh, yeah.
We should do a shout out to Anglers and Volkers, who the title sponsor of the what was the name of the tournament? The Cape Ann Chamber Golf Tournament.
Yeah.
And you guys, why don't you guys want to speak to it?
Yeah, no. Brandon invited me to play yesterday. Brandon, the Pratt team.
Team Pratt.
Team Pratt was a sponsor of the event. So we played. It was a great day. Weather was great. A lot of local businesses being represented. Just a great vibe. Engels and Volker had a tent set up on the first tee, giving out some great swag, and Karen Hansen saying hello to everybody. And we got to the 8th hole, and Charlene and Kate were handing out pizza. And
I didn't know what their duty was.
Yeah,
Where'd they get the pizza from?
Surfside.
Oh, good pizza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was very good. It was very good.
Same owner as the studio.
I know.
Recently acquired.
Yep.
Yeah. They got great
And the
soft
rudder,
serve
and
ice
the mad
cream.
fish.
Yep.
Yeah. And then on the
You could
12th
have a
hole,
hotel and everything else.
the 12th hole, they were giving out clam chowder from Causeway.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a good day overall. We didn't play as well as
I was going to ask
Like
a
you ate
question
well.
to Brandon because McCarthy never gives a straight answer. Did he live up to the hype of bringing
No.
him in? You invited him.
Yeah,
You saw you had a ringer, self-proclaimed ringer.
I'd like to say that neither one of us lived up to the hype. We both played not well.
Who's got a lower handicap?
I do. He does. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
3.
Can somebody
He
explain the
expects-
handicap?
expectation.
Like,
I
how
know.
do you
what's
figure and
interesting is-
determine?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. But I mean, like, how do you determine what your handicap is in golf?
So there's an app. What you do is where you play at a golf course and what tees you play have a rating and slope, and it takes into the difficulty of the course. So then you type in your score at the end of it, and we'll take all those factors into account and say, hey, this is how many over par that you're going to shoot on a normal course. So you're a 3 index, I'm an 8 index. He should shoot 3 over par. I should shoot 8 over par on a reasonable course.
Another reason.
I play at
Not
Ferncroft,
Augusta.
which is not reasonable.
Yeah,
It's a very difficult
exactly.
course. So where I should shoot like a 77, 78 at Ferncroft, an 83 would be adjusted.
So the handicap is a scaling handicap from course to course.
Yep.
So you
So,
don't say
so guys, so what his handicap is, he could play against someone that he's never played against, and they would have a general idea. The other guy, so say he's a 8, and the other guy's a 13, right?
over par on
yeah.
the course. Okay.
Yeah, so
The other guy will get 5 strokes.
you have to even it out.
To
I
even
would
it
have to
out.
give him
So they
a stroke on the 5 hardest holes in order to offset the difference in skill.
Oh, so if he shoots a 4 on the hardest hole, he gets a 5.
He'll get 3.
No,
He gets
3.
Okay, the other way.
Yeah,
Okay,
You're
okay.
taking off.
Okay, on the hardest hole. So it could be based on the first hardest hole, second hardest hole, and each scorecard will tell you what the hardest holes are on each course.
And then you factor in the number of beers that are consumed.
And
which
cigars.
Is that a whole
cigar-
different
Yeah.
handicap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the 2 guys we were playing with.
Is it frowned upon to smoke cigars on the course, or is it
No.
totally acceptable?
It's
You don't have to wait
very,
till the
very
19th
highly
hole.
encouraged. Yeah.
And do the carts have where do you put your cigar when you shoot?
Oh, actually,
Cigar holders.
yeah, Ron gave me one yesterday. It was a cigar holder. It was a clip, and you clip it on the golf cart, and then you put your cigar. It has a little opening, and you just slide the mouthpiece of the
I
cigar
hope people
into the
have
hole.
audio at home.
I could smell a GMG golf tournament.
That would be a lot of fun. I don't
9
know.
holes.
You know what? Ralph would let us use his course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was Ralph's course? Have you played Raleigh?
Yeah, Raleigh. So a former pro from Ferncroft, Toby Ahern, is over there. Another person I know, Zach Lampkin, is the groundskeeper over there, and they're trying to make it better and better every year. I know they've always had good food.
Yeah.
I didn't play it last year, but I played it the year before, and it's a nice, pleasant.
Have you played it this year, Jimmy?
Yes, I have twice.
How's the
I
condition?
I have not.
Oh, it's
I'm
really-
looking to get out, Chris.
I know.
It's excellent. It's
And
excellent.
Jim. Brandon, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't live far from.
What?
I'm looking to get out there and swing. I haven't had my wrenches out in a while.
I think Joe should take lessons.
I've never. Yeah, maybe I have to figure it
You're
out
talking
one of
about
these days.
speedy.
So this is what is interesting to me. You're still a 3 because you don't golf that often.
No, I know, but what
It's
Brendan
it's
didn't
natural?
say is that not
Exactly.
every score is counted in that calculation.
Yep.
Right.
That's correct. So your best scores and your lowest score, your worst scores and your best scores get tossed.
Right.
I think your 2 best, 2 worst.
Really?
Yeah, because they call them
So
anomalies.
it's a very. That's why we plug it into a computer.
Yeah, and it changes
I
daily.
I've played golf for many years, and I still don't.
Do you
completely
find
understand.
people lying about their handicap?
So you have what are called sandbaggers, people
Sandbaggers, yes.
who say their handicap's higher than what it should be in order to get more strokes off the
Because
competitor to beat them.
if they're betting,
Yeah.
And then
I
you
mean,
have,
not that betting's not allowed.
oh no,
You know? I mean, we don't bet.
Well,
We don't bet.
then again,
did
Bushwood is illegal.
Did you see the controversy with Koepka? Did you see the when he rolled his eyes?
When he rolled his
Can you
eyes.
explain how that went down?
I just saw it
Was
this
it
morning.
DeChambeau walked by, and that's when he rolled his eyes, right?
Yeah,
he was just rolling his eyes a lot. I mean, he didn't like the crowd on 18. He said it wasn't fun. I believe it was exactly what he said.
It's not my.
So what is your opinion of the guy?
I like him. He's a great golfer. I think he was really upset. I think he was hurt and he didn't play well. I think he really expected to go out and beat Phil on the last day, being in that last group, only being down one, especially after the first hole when Phil bogeys it and Koepka takes the lead right after one. I mean, we were like,
so he was frustrated.
I was like, all right, Koepka's going to go on a run, and then the next hole it was flip-flopped, and that was the end of it. He could never. Yeah. He had some terrible drives, and he just couldn't put it together. And I think that's what frustrated him.
But I don't know if you saw it.
You should be an analyst.
I watch way too much golf.
Jesus Christ! He fucking boom, boom.
I watched the whole tournament.
Coder asked a question. Did you just say that Toby is at Rowley?
Yes.
Yeah. So he knows who Toby is?
Yeah.
Apparently.
So while we're on the golf
Go
topic, I would be remiss if I did not mention that we have a guest coming from the movie Caddyshack.
Oh, that's right.
He's confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to pick a date that works for everybody.
All right.
And he played D'Annunzio's
D'Annunzio,
brother.
yeah. Oh,
the brother.
Oh.
So he's the guy in the scene with Bill Murray, and he's got the pitchfork at his throat.
Okay.
And he's going, Oonga, Galunga. And he's telling the story about the Dalai Lama himself. Peter Berkrot is the actor's name, and we're going to have him here on GMT.
Is he retired so he can come in anytime? Or is
he's still an actor. He has a school that he teaches acting at, I believe, and then also voiceover work now, too. So
that's a great guest.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Were you instrumental?
I was very instrumental.
He was very instrumental.
Wow.
So what's interesting about this is, what I would love to do is get a bunch of guys together, and we could stream. We were watching it the other day. The making of Caddyshack, is that on YouTube?
Yeah,
it's on TV.
It's on YouTube. It is
a great documentary on how it was made.
Really?
God, yeah. It's worth watching.
Really?
Yeah, like they
off script a lot.
Craziness.
Just the behind the scenes of what went on and how it almost didn't get made and what they had to go through. The storyline changed by the actors that were invited to come in the studio.
The debauchery.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was no lack of partying, and that's set, I guess.
Who's the guy? The guy that was in Ghostbusters.
Ramis.
Harold Ramis. Harold Ramis wrote Animal House. Caddyshack was the first movie that he directed.
Oh, really?
So it was the first time directing all these savages like Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and all these maniacs. So the show is actually very, very
good. Interesting. What year was that made?
It's been a while ago. 78, I think it was.
Wow.
Yes, 78 or 79, because Animal House was like 2 years before that. And they had a very short window to actually make it happen. They filmed it in Florida.
It was
only one golf course
in Florida.
Yeah, but it was based off a place that was more like in Ohio.
It was right by the Fort Lauderdale. I think it was by Lauderdale Airport. So they had a lot of trouble filming the planes going over every 15 minutes and landing.
And they also had, this was the only golf course that didn't have palm trees.
Yes,
like they scoured all over the place because they were filming in the winter. It was like basically the fall to it was going to finish up filming, and they wanted it to be out for the summer. Yeah, the next summer. So they needed someplace that would be green. There's no place up north that was going to be green.
And the movie basis was actually, which I did not know and I found interesting, was the loosely based on the Irish Catholic family of the Murray brothers. It was like 5 brothers, and they were caddies at Bushwood in the real golf course.
Really?
So that story kind of came to life based around.
There's so many tidbits in this. I'm telling you,
it's
definitely worth watching.
1980.
Yeah.
So I know Brandon has to get back to work. So Brandon, if people are interested in
talking more,
mortgage,
refi,
whatever it is,
talking golf,
whatever it is. Yeah, the easiest way to get me is NorthshoreHomeLoans.com.
You got that?
NorthshoreHomeLoans.com.
All right, North Shore Home.
And it doesn't cost anything to
It's
call
free.
Brendan.
Yep.
It's free if you
Free
want to
consultations,
save
free
money.
review.
If you like free money,
If you hate money, don't call them.
yeah.
You don't want
money,
to, and
let's
it's
say
for
it that way.
homeowners only.
If you want to,
If you get a lot of rent, it's like, hey, can I refinance my rent? I'm like, no.
if you want to work 5 extra years to be able to pay for your mortgage, to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, punch a clock, 40 hours, whatever you happen to work, for 5 extra years, then by all means, don't call Brennan. If you want to knock 5 years off of your retirement, call Brennan.
That's like the ads on the Stern Show, like I hate Jerry Singer or call us last, shop us last.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know,
shop us
it's
last.
kind of like
Yeah.
if you hate money,
It's true. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with the solar. So
No, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's great. Always a pleasure.
thank you, brother.
Brendan, good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
And Jim.
See you around.
All right.
Brendan, a pleasure always.
Scotty Mac, always a pleasure.
Good to see you.
And it looks like our next guest is here, so
guest.
Right.
perfect timing.
Timing is key right here. Grimdrops is in the building.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Hey.
Mike
Oh,
Grimaldi, a.k.a. Grimdrops, my man.
he's
How are ya?
He's
What's
got
up,
bud?
paint all over him.
Yeah, I
Hey,
just
good
came
to see
fresh
you.
from the
Hi,
studio.
Mark.
Really?
Sit right here.
Are those your painting shorts?
Yeah, well, one of many pairs, yes.
Wait, let's do this first.
Take
We'll
it
see
See
easy.
you, Brandon. Oh, Brandon, you're
Thank
going to
you.
leave my club
Put
next
extra
to
So,
your car.
see if you
cool.
can hold that up
Shapes in the
and get it in focus.
Thanks, man.
I think you can do it. Is it in focus?
Not yet. Hang on. It's coming. There-
There we go. No?
Go a little
I can't
closer
see
and
it from here.
then pull it back slowly.
There it is. You got it.
There you go. Grimdrops.
Murals, fine art, design.
Boom.
Nice.
And based out of Salem.
Based out of Salem, born and raised in Gloucester. My parents are still here down on the back shore. Actually, not too far away from where you grew up. We never even talked about this, but my parents were good friends with your parents. And I actually made a gnocchi over there
Oh.
in your kitchen many times.
Wow.
My mother, I believe, I might be speaking out of turn. I believe my mother taught your mother how to make a gnocchi.
Oh, there's a war. Those are fighting words.
No, that's not my favorite.
We're gonna ask
no,
We're gonna
no.
get Mara on the line.
Yeah,
Mara, you watching?
Diane and Lou Grimaldi.
Oh. Diane and Luke Grimaldi.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to text my mom right now.
Pat, you want to do a roll call while Joey's
Yeah,
texting
I'll do
mom?
Sure. We have Mike Coderre with us this morning. Donna Artizzoni, I hope you're doing well.
Hey,
Hi,
Donna.
Donna. Good to hear from you. Brenda Grimes Davis. Ed Collard. Hi, Ed.
Hey, Ed.
Hey, everybody.
Nina Testaverde
What's your
Goodit
parents' name?
is
Diane
here,
and
and
Lou.
she's often is.
Oh.
Hi, Nina. How are you? That's what I got on here so far.
Tell your mother. that
And
he
we know
said
there's
that.
many more viewers out there
Yes.
that are watching and not chiming in. So hello to everybody that's
Oh,
not
wow.
commenting, but welcome to GMG today.
Yeah, that's something I would fight
Is this
over.
true?
Was
Yeah.
it not
We have
Oh,
breaking
and a
news. Is that
comment,
true?
and,
So-
a comment from Mike from Nina.
Oh, what is this?
Nice
Oh,
job.
Mike's,
with
Nina Testaverde Goodit, who's involved at the Cape Ann Museum, says great job with Cassie the Sea Serpent.
Oh, awesome! Thank you so much.
That was
That was a
wild.
lot of fun.
You
Yeah.
live streamed,
Mhm.
and where in the was it in the museum?
Yeah, it's in the museums. It's in several. I think I did 5. Yeah, I did 5 drawings of Cassie throughout the museum on the walls, like in the. I have my work like on the walls underneath Fitzhenry Lane.
Bananas.
It's just crazy.
Bananas.
So I was talking to some about that. It's just mind blowing to have my work around, these masters, like people that you study in art history
Hopper.
classes. So like crazy. So it will be this sort of like test to see how it went. The feedback has been incredible. So it sounds like it will be an ongoing thing. So as new shows come down or old shows come down, new shows go up, more iterations of Cassie will appear throughout the museum. So the whole idea behind that, my friend Miranda Ashlyn is the educational director over there. We had worked together in the past. She reached out to me when she had the idea for this project, and the whole idea behind it is to get more engagement with younger families in the museum. So during the April vacation week, they just had some more people in the museum than they'd had like a long time. Because COVID restrictions were lifting, getting the kids out of the house, something cool, different, exciting for the kids to do, so yeah.
That's great.
I'm a huge fan of your style and your work. I mean, so first off, people should Pat, I'd like you to put in the URL for his Instagram page.
Okay.
And his Facebook. It's both of them.
Great,
It's simple.
everything.
It's # /Grimdrops. Instagram.com/Grimdrops. Facebook .com/Grimdrops. You have to check out his work. But you did something for me.
Sure did.
And
It's like kind of drying in my hands right now.
I smell
Honestly,
it.
I
It smells
just
good.
finished it and drove.
This has
Drove
been
up
a
here.
dream of mine. This has been a dream logo. And we should also mention that you developed. I think this is how I'm. No, I saw you at a chamber event, a chamber at night event at Studio 1623.
Oh, right.
You were doing a live show there.
Yeah.
And that's when we first saw you. So then I followed you on Instagram and saw all this other cool stuff that you were doing. But you developed the logo for Flip the Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And Flip the Bird is going big time. They just rented the space on Endicott Street where the salad place was.
Right. Yeah, they're just about to open.
Top
and there's
salad? Yeah.
Top Salad. Yeah,
That's how we
wow.
Flip the Bird.
it is.
Oh wow! I didn't
So
realize
they're
that.
about to, that's their, I think, their 4th location. They're about to open up their 5th. They haven't announced where that one's going to be yet. So they'll be nationwide. They'll be here for sure at some point. But
Oh,
they're
blowing up.
blowing. They're blowing up.
They're blowing up.
Hard workers, awesome people, friends with the owners, just incredibly hard workers, great ethic, great work ethic, great product, and made it happen.
So your style. So I've had a dream for a logo for Captain Joe's for forever, and it's a crusher claw lobster. You want to show?
Yeah,
the big reveal.
And it's basically
Here we go. The big reveal.
This is the big reveal. Look at
Whoa!
That
Hey, that's gonna bite me.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
That is
I
awesome.
you just nailed it. You
Love
just
the
nailed
colors.
Thanks.
I love
Yeah.
the smell too.
Yeah.
The paint.
How many pound lobster did that claw come off of?
you guys tell me.
it. No, it is awesome. I absolutely love the whole style. The broad brushstrokes. It's. I mean, what is there a term for the type of art that you do?
So, the type of art that I do in general, I kind of describe it as kind of paint by number that I
Nice.
design.
Wow, look at that.
Essentially. So I like really clean, crisp work. This is like work that a sign painter would do. I'm not a sign painter. This is one of the first pieces that I've ever done, like wood cutout, and definitely one of the first pieces I've ever done, even attempted any kind of lettering like this. So I apologize if there are any sign painters watching this because it will make them cringe. It's not good. It's passable if you don't know any better, which most people don't. So it works
We got a
to my
first
benefit.
edition,
But,
first edition original from Grimdrops,
this is a
Joe.
lot of firsts for me in this piece. So I'm pretty stoked with how it turned out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
At the chamber event, you were using markers, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was
you
using
use all
this
kinds of-
paint marker. Now this, like I said, it's definitely, this is like a sign art, like a sign painter sort of style. So all the brushes, and I'm gonna put together the time-lapse video so you can see how from very beginning, from the sketch, doing the design on the computer, printing it out, making the template, cutting out, a jigsaw, cut this out. So you see the whole process, but what I use with these brushes, they have like really, really long, skinny quills. So you can load up a bunch of ink and you can do this would be like one stroke
Wow.
of paint. So, and also, I've practiced for years, they have really steady hands. So that's why I'm able to do this kind of work. Why it sort of works so well for my style anyway. So I found, working this style just is sort of a natural progression.
So if you party it up one night, do you not paint the following day
because of the Tormalizzi.
It becomes abstract art at that point.
I was just going to ask,
I've
is
been in
it
that
beer or
situation
wine?
before many times. Might even have to have a little something in the morning to kind of take.
I got a question for you on the time lapse. When you paint a piece such as that, or any pieces, and you do the time lapse, do you sit there in all one session and make this come to life?
This was like two sessions.
2 sessions.
So my mother just texted back, says, yes, I know her and Louie live near us.
Yeah.
And they play tennis together.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but get to the gnocchis question.
I told her to hop on. I told her to hop on Facebook, so we'll ask her the question when
That's
it's
a more pressing question.
Yeah.
My wife chiming in. Thank you, Tati. Love you.
Your wife?
She just
You married? I thought you were a youngster.
Well, my wife's birthday
An
is.
elder millennial.
My wife's birthday is coming up. Do you do any body paint?
Yeah, I did. I did that 2 years ago at Galleries at Linhart's, and it was
Really?
phenomenal. I'll send that over. Check it out.
Wow.
Wow.
I think Joe should get painted.
Or Guillermo.
Yes.
We're waiting for that Guillermo moment.
I'm going to charge a
There's a lot of
primo
paint
for that.
Yeah, no, we'll. so would Guillermo be cheaper than Joe?
It's all
big
I'll charge the same way as they charge for murals. So by square footage.
Listen, boys.
We don't have measuring tape there.
I have a target already painted on me. I don't.
Maybe we could just do one part of his body.
Yeah.
Because
Depends on what
that
part you're
square
talking
footage.
about.
Yeah, the square footage is.
Oh, we
bad.
got it right now. We're gonna take Jim to get us.
Without prompting. Listen to this. My mother got on, and my sister got on.
Yeah, I know.
Says she makes the best gnocchi.
But that's not the question, Felicia. The question is, did his mom teach your mom to make the gnocchis, or vice versa?
We're gonna settle this age-old question.
We have pets on as well, so
Yeah. I think
hopefully she's listening.
Someone is claiming that their mother
They're
taught
calling each
Pat
other right now.
I'm sure
Shimataro how to cook.
How to make gnocchi. I remember Diane making the best gnocchi. Yes, Felicia says it's confirmed.
Yeah.
Oh, hold it. Yes. What, Felicia? Who taught who?
Diane taught us.
Oh.
Diane Grimaldi.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. I think we have to have a gnocchi challenge.
Gnocchi.
Would that be a
I
knockoff?
want to do the meatball challenge. I've been
The
trying
meatball
to do.
challenge.
Ralph threw us all he started like trying to take over, and he changed all the parameters of what I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Well,
And we ended up having. So we're gonna have a meatball challenge. Anybody could submit their meatballs. We're gonna do tastings. By the time everybody had their input, and this is why you can only have 1 leader. Because everybody had.
and then Mary Castaways.
We had 15 people that wanted to be judges, and no one wanted to make the meatballs.
They want a fun job. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That Scotty Meatball would have been a judge.
Scotty Meatball would have been a judge. That's right. My mother says best cook ever. Wow,
That's
that's high praise because
That is
you don't
high
understand. My mother may have lost a little bit of a step. My sister's still a ridiculous cook. For them to say that, that's high praise.
She's
My sister doesn't
phenomenal
give. My mother, but you don't understand. My sister does not everyone.
Felicia, she knows what she's
All
talking
I know
about.
is Pat makes some serious sesame cookies.
I remember those.
Yes.
I remember.
The perfect.
Yeah, so she hasn't lost a step there, Joe.
No, she hasn't lost a step.
Maybe
So
with
let's
her
talk about.
gnocchis.
So you also murals,
Yes.
big time mural guy,
Yes. Yeah.
and I love the way you use. I've seen that you've used a projector to project the image on the wall. And is the projector all there, or does the projector and then you sketch it lightly and then take the projector away?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
That's exactly how it goes. Yeah. So projector is a great tool when you can use that. In certain projects, you can't. Like for example, if you're working in a hallway, you got 3 feet, you can't get far enough away from the wall to project it. So there's a number of different methods. Obviously, like Sistine Chapel, there weren't projectors around, so you can do it. You get it done, and there's always other ways to do it. No worries.
Joey's being called from the green room.
The green room.
Chris knows that we tape right now.
So
and
he likes stuff.
he caught 3 lobsters and he wants to.
Yeah. So is there anything big coming up for you?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to talk a little bit about the kind of process with the projecting stuff really quickly. So when you can use a projector.
Shaky move, Jim.
Basically
Shaky move.
That works.
Oh, Joe. Jimmy, if that falls,
Oh,
It will not fall.
you get the artist right here to watch it fall too, Jim. That would be
Yeah.
a definite demerit.
yeah, that would be a body painting.
Yeah.
Go on with your
I think
big news, okay? Don't let these boys.
it's funny though. The artists, like, I'm way less concerned with it probably than you guys are. Like, I know it's fine if it falls, and I beat the crap out of stuff while I'm working on it. Like,
Joey paid for it, so it doesn't matter.
I think Jimmy would take more of a beating than anything.
Yeah. So basically, what I definitely have to do with some of the murals I worked on, it's called like a doodle method. So you go up to the wall, and I'll make I can just write out the alphabet, and then I would take a photo of the wall, and then I spray painted the alphabet on, for example, and then I have the sketch of the design that I've made, and I will transpose that digitally over there and lighten the transparency, so I'm able to see below my sketch. This line is like where the A is. This line is where the C is. This line is where the F is. Blah, blah, blah. And then that's how you get the sketch out. And then by that point, like, all my stuff is really flat, which is really beneficial to me if I have to call in assistants. So if I have a really large project, I will call on other muralists that I've worked with in the past and trust. And
So
I'm providing them
collaboration is
with
a big part of the
blueprint.
murals.
Assistant. So it's different because it's not actually a
This
collaboration.
is a good question.
So it's not actually a collaboration in the sense where the artist isn't bringing their style to it at all.
Okay.
They're a hired hand, essentially.
Like, can you hand me that brush over there? And
They'll be doing the work. They'll be doing the manual labor. But basically what I'm doing. I can provide them the blueprint, the final design, so they know exactly the red goes here, the blue goes here. Nothing is left up to for them to decide. Really, they just have to bring my vision to reality in the time.
Have you ever found an artist trying to sneak in a subtle?
That I'm cool. I'll allow it.
Do you like submit bids? You know, I can't imagine some work like that. Like, I can do it in this many strokes. How many can you do? No, what type of bids?
What would you say to? I'm sorry, Jim.
No, I just what includes in a bid. So if someone asks, what do you put out there? It will take me hours or.
Oh yeah, so I get I know pretty much down to usually down to a day or so how long the project's going to take me. It basically comes down to two factors: the square footage, the size of the wall. I guess a few factors: size of the wall, the condition of the wall. If it's stone wall, if it's stucco, it's falling apart. If it's brand new, if it's drywall, if it's clean, if I need to prime it. And then how involved the design is. The more involved the design is, the longer it's going to take.
So do you get a contractor to come in? Like if it's a stucco wall and it's going to be kind of done over before you do the mural, do you have another contractor?
I let the client know that they'll need to have the wall and paintable, ready to be painted.
So the hair on Jimmy's chest would factor into the price too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
that would.
Yeah, more hairy, the more expensive.
The more expensive it is, the more time it's going to take.
We might have
what would you say?
That's why it would be a real good deal with his head.
Head, yeah,
That's right.
Can you paint my head?
That's it.
That would
Absolutely.
be great.
See, I would do that on the house. I would just be.
Can you make it look like I have hair?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joey's gonna paint my head and make it look like I have hair. That would be pretty funny.
I think they should paint the world.
Yeah, the world. No, the reason we're asking is he was talking about his pricing, and
Jamie's
Yeah.
there too.
the factors that are going into his pricing, and the fact that Jimmy has a lot of hair on the chest is going to drive up the cost of
Let's
the
just
body
sop up all the paint.
Yeah.
that's
I'm gonna have to double the my materials cost.
Yeah. See, I'm not with it.
Did you talk?
Here.
Did you talk about what you could talk about?
No, I haven't talked about the upcoming what I'm submitted for yet. I was just more kind of talking about the process and all that stuff. But so the big mural project coming up in Gloucester for the affordable housing where Cameron's used to be, I've submitted the design for that along with dozens of other. I know a good amount of artists who submitted as well. The talent that's going for this
I
is
didn't
just
know they were putting a
insane.
mural up
Really?
there. That's
Do you
awesome.
know how many people applied?
I don't know at this point.
But you know some of the other people that did,
Yeah,
and they're very
they're
talented,
heavy hitters.
heavy hitters.
what's the selection committee or how does that whole
well,
process
so
work?
Punzo Urban Art Museum, they're based out of Salem. They're really involved with public art. and so they're really important to have. It's really good that they're involved in the project because they know all the intricacies of how this goes on. They're a great kind of middleman, in between, because they know how to talk to artists and they know how to talk to the clients. That's their business model. That's what they do. So they're very involved. And then the Gloucester Action Inc.
Okay.
Those are the two people, groups spearheading.
Does a historical society ever get involved? Did you find any resistance when doing like these projects, or is that more on the client's end?
That's more on the client. I'm sure that definitely comes.
Does that play a role in the design of the actual mural?
Yeah. I do think that definitely. It's hard because you open up a can of worms because everyone wants to see what they want to see, and that's not going to happen. You try and it's really important to take into account, obviously, the community that's going in, and to get some feedback from the community. Really important. Ultimately, you do your best with all the information that's coming.
We had some conversations.
Yeah,
ahead of time before he submitted, because I'm huge fan.
So. I thought you were going to say you're on the committee.
No. I wish I was on the committee, but.
Joe wanted a lobster to be part of the mural.
When they announced
lobsters in my design.
So when they announced the finalists, how will that work?
I believe they're going to be announcing finalists next week, and then from my understanding, it's going to go out to like a popular vote. I understand, to the community. So no matter what, all you guys are going to see, the couple people it comes down to. Those designs will be out there, so you're going to see potentially what will be on this wall. The area for the mural that I applied for, I believe there's 2 exterior murals and 2 or 3 interior. The one I'm going for, it's the largest one. It's 16 feet tall by 60 feet wide.
Now, would you do this by yourself, or you bring?
I would bring in 2 to 3 assistants. The only assistants, if I do get it, the only assistants that I would be hiring are people with a connection to Gloucester. And I won't talk about them now, but if this does happen, I will feature these artists. I'll have a spotlight on them. I'm going to amp them up. And these are all people who are up and coming and people to watch that I would choose to work with.
We're getting behind our man here. So as soon as we find out if you make it to the thing, hopefully, but your work speaks for itself in my mind. All right, we're going to bring on, you may not know who Adventureman is.
I don't.
Adventureman, we're going to bring him on right now, but I'm going to give you a little background. Yeah. This guy is a psychopath.
Like him already.
He's an absolute psychopath.
Actually, he would volunteer to be painted. I think he would.
He
actually,
would
a cape.
But he started out in Washington State. He did back-to-back marathons.
It's easy.
Around the coast of the United States.
It's no big deal.
In Gloucester. I think there might have been. We're going to talk to him. He's going to give us a quick rundown. But without further ado,
I'm excited.
We're going to bring him on. Jamie!
Here he is.
You haven't retired that outfit yet?
No, it's still going, and I thought I'd just wear it just for Gloucester, really.
Oh man, it's so good to see you. You're a new dad.
Bloody! I tell you what, running across America is a piece of cake to bring up a few months.
Exactly. Amen.
Oh my goodness. So how old is the baby and how's it doing right now? And how's mama?
So the little devil is about 5 months old.
5 months. Wow.
And mum's doing all right. She's doing all right, but now she's bringing me in to do most of the night stints. I don't know how that happens.
You know what you have to do, Jamie, is just say no.
Yeah. Hey, look, the baby needs the mum's boob, and that's the way it works.
Exactly.
You can't replicate that. So you've been busy a lot. You've been texting with Nicole and I, trying to get. You're working on a book.
Yeah, so I've been going on a book for the last 2 years now, and I'm dyslexic, so writing to me is just like it's alien. But I got the first book, it done really well, so I've just been soldering on the second one, and I've just been sharing what a terrible place Gloucester was to finish the entire US run. Because what they do is they reel you into the crow's nest, and then I don't know if you use the word lashed in Gloucester, but in Britain we say the word lashed. They get you lashed, and then yeah, and so you have too many beers, and then the pain just starts for days and days.
Jamie, the other question we had was, how's the mole on the back of your father's back?
Oh, the beef burger. So
do you have a picture?
Do you know what? I don't think I do, but just so you know, it's about this size on my dad's back, and it's a birthmark, and it grows hairs this long. And he's never cut one single hair. And we're always saying, Dad, you should cut that. He said, no, keep it growing. Right? And so what he used to do when I was a kid is we go up to the top, like diving boards, these like real high spots at the swimming pool, and he'd wait for, like vulnerable children to get close to the edge that didn't really want to go off to the edge. And then he would literally run up to them with his beef burger and scare them so much that they would then have to jump off.
That is bananas.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. Oh, I gotta change it here. Oh my God.
That is classic.
So my mom wants to know what's the baby's name?
The baby's name is Storm.
Storm.
Yeah, she's a superhero, isn't she? So
Yes.
Yeah, I mean she had to be.
Yeah.
So we gave her a superhero name.
Is that the same exact outfit that you ran across America in?
It is, yeah, and it even smells like it too.
Jamie, was your child Storm conceived here in Gloucester, Massachusetts?
No, thankfully not. So no, she was born here in Gloucester, where I live. So I don't know if you know Gloucester, where I live, but
Yes.
we're up there on par with Gloucester, Massachusetts, because we got the cheese roll, right? And you know what you do on the cheese roll? You roll cheese down a big hill, and then it's like a cliff, and then everyone chases after it, and then they break their arms and legs.
Yeah. Joe, what was the show you turned me on to?
It was on a Netflix series. Like challenges around the world, like the craziest things.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw that too.
He brought me right when I landed. Jamie brought me and the rabbit, and it was muddy, and you had to traverse this like really steep terrain that. Like where the path was, it was all muddy, and on the side there was still a little bit of grass that you could get some traction. And rabbit wiped out. Got to the top. I have a fear of heights to begin with, and I had a really hard time looking over the edge because it is. I don't know what that pitch is, but it is not normal. It is like
not to sprint down.
It's like that. So broken bones and.
But I mean, Joe, you're playing it.
Documentary?
I haven't seen the documentary, but I feel like you're playing it down, saying that you're scared of heights. I was like, "Come on, Joe, come to the edge of the cheese roll," and he's like this, like almost like the ground's shaking beneath him. I'm like, "We're not like it's 5 meters away, Joey. Like you'll be fine. Come on."
Yeah. Actually, that reminds me of 4 weeks ago, when we were in Florida. I think I texted the Merry Castaways something that Joe sent me, a message that Joe texted me. It says, "Come help me. I can't get off of this thing." And we had rented a boat, and he literally had to jump from this point to this point, and he was afraid.
My knees were shaking.
His knees were shaking, so I had went into the house. And he was texting me like, "Would you get down here?"
I think he did it intentionally though. You knew I was afraid of heights.
I hit the pool.
And he went inside and he kind of like closed the door to act. And I think you were probably looking out to enjoy my anxiety.
You would never do something like that.
But literally, the boat is 5 feet above the water, and he just has to jump from probably 4 feet, 3 feet,
You
and
don't
he's texting
know.
me, "Help, help!" I thought he was like
In grave danger.
Yeah, I thought he was having a heart attack or something, but he couldn't handle the heights. We have to.
I
fix
tell you
that.
what, it's real hard. We go down the boulevard now, and we think of all that, the big finish, and all the kids running with you. And you just, even when you're sitting with all the traffic and everything else, you're thinking of that day and how wonderful it was, and everyone there. And Pat's, by the way, Pat's on the off camera over here, so she sees you, but you can't see her, but she's right here.
Yeah, no, I mean that was the most magical finish. I don't think that could ever be replicated. You know, it's like your wedding day or your so it's a bit dark, but your funeral. You're not gonna have another one of them, hopefully. But it is. I mean, it was just when I saw the sea of people and saw the boulevard, and of course for me, it's like I dreamt about that every day for a year of running. You know, just every marathon. It's like, when am I going to get there? And then just as I seen the sea of people, and I think there was one little kid running next to me as a superhero, and he was just beaming from ear to ear.
That was Mike Coder.
Well, Jimmy, just to back up a little bit, just for the people that may not have remembered it, because this was a little bit while back now. How many back-to-back marathons was it?
So it was over 210.
Wow, 210.
Yeah, well, 210 in a.
How are your feet? How are your feet?
Feet were surprisingly okay. I mean, my adventure before was running across Canada, and I by the end of that, I had chronic tendonitis in my foot, and I created a big bone spur and all sorts. But I realized how to kind of fix my body through America, which was like trigger pointing, and I seemed to kind of stay fairly injury free. But yeah, I mean, it was the American people really, like, because I was on my own with a stroller. Instead of having a baby in the thing, I had a tent and a sleeping bag. But then people kept inviting me in, and they were getting massage therapists out and all sorts. So I was kind of on my own, but not. There were so many people.
Do you remember at what point on your journey was it becoming more regular that people were coming out, because you had this really cool technology where people could track where you were and like in real time, so they could get out to the street, like where your path would most likely be, and kind of check in on you? Like, at what point of the journey was it more and more like regularly people coming out to give you a hand?
I mean, wow, it was kind of when I went on Good Morning Gloucester, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, well,
is that right?
I'd like to take credit for that, but I don't know. I think your social media team did a really good job.
No, it was.
Hold on. I want to answer.
Yeah, no, it was the tracker. Once I mean, surprisingly, no one came out to see me in Arizona while I was running in kind of over 50 degrees in the desert in the middle of the night. So no one wanted to come and see me to say hi. Then can't believe that, really. But then I think once I hit the coast, I think it was kind of the West Coast, really. Is it West Coast? No, East Coast.
East Coast, right.
And then suddenly that population, and then there's kind of media outlets, and yeah, I mean, I had some wacky people turn up. Yeah.
You ran into a rattlesnake. You had policemen, because he was dressed. Jamie, pan the camera down so that people could see like the outfit, like or jump up a little bit so people could see the outfit.
Okay. Oh well, I'm a bit of a fraud because
he has no pants on.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah.
So he had this.
I won't go lower than that.
Yeah, don't go any lower.
And he's pushing a stroller, and didn't you get pulled over by policemen and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, so I had a really hard time on the West Coast because I was camping, but I started to get into the built-up areas, and every night I'd be like woken up, being like, "Get out of here, you scumbag!" It was real. I got treated really badly, and in the end, there was one night I thought I just need some sleep. I'm desperate, so I found this little patch of green on Google Maps. I thought, right, I'll go there. It's completely out of the way. I won't bother anyone. So I ran till 3 a.m. in the morning, put my head down, and it was really dark, but there was nothing around. So I put my head back, And I fell asleep. One of the first voices I hear is, "You better get out of here, otherwise I'm calling the cops on you." And I thought, oh, I must be dreaming. It's just a dream. Just keep sleeping. Just, keep enjoying yourself. And then the next voice I heard was, "You better get out of your tent and put your hands first." Right, now, I'm a Brit, right? Now, when we watch like police camera action, it's all kind of America, right? And when you hear hands first, that ain't good, right? And we don't have guns in Britain, so my heart just goes, boof, boof, boof. And I'm still kind of coming around. I've only had a couple of hours sleep, so I like get out, and I actually put the camera, because I was filming everything on the way. I had a sense enough just to put the camera that zoomed out of the kind of tent. So I unzipped, and I'm like shaking like that. So I unzip, and I put my hands out of the tent like this, right? And then I turn because I know he's right up there. So I look like this, and of course, this like copper, he's like this with his hand on his holster, like waiting to pull, right? And I'm looking like this, and he goes, "What's your name?" Do you know what I said? I went, "I've got a website."
I got a website.
So then, anyway, I managed to share the story. Got chatting to him, and he wasn't happy. He said, "Look, there's a house over the other side of the road there, and he said, "How would you feel if someone camped over the other side of the road where you live?" And I was close to saying, "Well, I'd probably go and make him a cup of tea and say hello."
Yeah.
And I thought, no, he's not going to appreciate this British humour right now. So I fled the nest, and he just gave me a telling off.
Oh,
That's
man.
funny.
Crazy.
Jamie, I'm the poop expert for Good Morning Gloucester. How did you handle the whole poop situation throughout this journey?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like pooping out on the road. And somebody got me like a little hook for toilet roll. So I'd go into the bushes, find a little twig, put the toilet roll on, and then get into the squat position. And yeah, well, no, it's pretty good because when you go into the squat position, you don't even have to push. You can just breathe, and it just falls out.
Yeah, that's the proper position to be in. Is you have to squat. What is it called, Pat?
Squatty potty.
The squatty potty. We have something here in the United States called the squatty potty. Maybe you have it there in your country.
Well, after the adventure, I realised that's the way to go. So I got a little squat rack in the toilet for me and my lady.
You come out with your hands first at any time then.
Joe has an idea for you. You can next time you do this, Joe's going to donate a bucket, a Home Depot bucket with a toilet seat.
The poop bucket. We have poop buckets.
Yeah.
You can see for boaters, they actually have these toilet seats that clamp onto a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, yeah.
It has like the rim. So, but I think his way is probably much better. You don't have to deal with the aftermath.
Clean it, yeah. You don't have to clean it.
Yeah, you don't want the aftermath, yeah.
You just let it fly.
I'm sure, I mean, you weren't probably eating much, or maybe you were, for energy. So I could imagine your poops were probably the size of like a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there probably wasn't much left to let go.
Yeah.
No, I have a couple of questions. I want to ask you about a couple of key people that when I visited you, that how is Alan Mayat doing? The town crier.
Ole.
Is he doing good?
I think I'm not sure, but the word on the street. I mean, he's a big guy, Alan. Alan Mayat's our town crier, so he just rings a bell and he's got this huge loud voice. But the news I've had is I think he may have had a heart attack. I think. So I think you need to get into Gloucester, Massachusetts pretty quickly before he pops it.
Well, we have the what is it, the 500th? What is the
400th
400th anniversary of Gloucester, Massachusetts, and it's been
2023.
In 2023, and it's my personal mission to get him over here.
Great. Well, look, we're going to be there. I'm going to get my dad and his beef burger, and we'll be there.
How about Chris Nyland? How's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's still doing the geeky websites.
Yeah.
He still looks like Harry Potter with his little glasses.
Can you compare the Crow's Nest to One-Eyed Jacks? What would you say? How would you compare the two?
I mean, it's home from home, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, Gloucester here where I am and Gloucester where you are. I mean, it's got its synergies, and those two pubs they're as one, aren't they? They're where you go, and you know what you're going to get when you walk through the door. You know exactly what you're going to get. You know who you're going to see, and you're going to walk out there and hardly remember a thing.
That's pretty much it. Well, the thing that struck me, you know, we fly into London, you know, London, world class city. You know, we didn't spend any time there. We went right to Gloucester, and the similarities of Gloucester, England. Do you say Gloucester, England, or do you say Gloucester, UK? What's the proper term?
Either one. It doesn't matter.
That works. Okay. So, but it's both like gritty communities with great restaurants, great pubs, great bars, and just real people. There's like, it's not a phony. Like if you go to like some big towns, big cities, like there's a lot of phonies and stuff like that. Like that Gloucester.
What do you mean by phonies? What does that mean?
Posers. You know, just
posers.
You know,
okay, yeah.
There's a working class town, right? Would you say?
Yeah.
They don't have the term phony over there. They have posers instead of.
Poser is the thing.
Yeah.
I got to take care of a lobster.
So I have a question for you. My name's Scotty, by the way. I'm very sad that I didn't get to meet you while you were here. I'm very much interested in meeting you when you do come the next time. I actually live right by the Crow's Nest, and I heard you were there. I was like, I missed it. So,
and you're still alive.
What's one thing that you took away from this or learned about yourself that you didn't know before? Like what's something like positive and negative?
It's hard to kind of take you seriously as you're delivering a serious question. There's a lot going behind your head. What did I learn in the end? I guess probably, and it's always a forever discovery. But when you're running that kind of mileage, that belief that you get from running, that you can just do anything and stay there for a long period of time. I mean, I don't know if you move or run or swim, cycle, but for me, just that movement, that constant.
He doesn't.
I go from the house
hold on.
and I walk all the way to the Crow's Nest.
He does 8-ounce curls. 12 ounce.
Jamie, I've got something here. If I can get it focused.
Hang on.
Oh yeah, if you get it focused. Oh,
you got it.
Oh
no, wait. Okay.
Catch it. I caught it.
There you go.
Oh, class.
That's one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
That is a great picture. Yeah.
What do you remember from that night?
Not too much. Well, I remember Dad's had his top off with showing everyone his beef burger. That was one of the things I remember.
I don't think he was the only one with their top off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he fitted right in.
Well, the good news is that your dad's bike is still at the Crow's Nest. I think they have it hanging from the ceiling.
I have it. I have it.
Oh, you have it. Oh, you're the person that bought it. I think you made a donation, didn't you, to the charity?
Yeah. And I have it, and it's working great. And
are you using it?
He just fell off of it recently.
Yeah, it just fell off the other day. I can't figure out the gears yet.
Tell your father he's being sued by Jim.
Yeah.
The bike that he gave Jim, or Jim won off of him, has hurt him.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, the thing is with that bike, I mean, it's quite iconic in my memory because my dad went and surprised me while I was in Massachusetts, or very close to Massachusetts. I had no idea it was coming, and I was staying in this kind of 70-year-old woman's house, and my tracker was on, so anyone can find me where I am. But my dad, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, my dad rarely leaves Gloucester, where we live, but he flew in got the taxi driver just to follow this tracker dot, and then turned up outside this house. So I'm sat and I'm eating spag bowl with this 70-year-old lady, and she's like, really well spoken and well to do, and then I just hear on a back window like boof, boof, boof. And I'm like, what's that, Anne? And Anne's like, I don't know what that is. So I go to the window and I look, and I'm kind of in like shock. And Anne's like, who is it? Who is it? I'm like, it's my dad, Anne. And he's got a superhero cape. He's got no top on, and just a pair of shorts. So then he comes back round, and of course, we open the door, and Anne sees him for the first time. This well-to-do, lovely lady, and she's like, "What the boo?" So we have a hug, and it was a special moment because I hadn't seen my dad for a year and a half at that point.
Wow.
And the next day, he gets in a Forrest Gump outfit, and we've got something like, I don't know, 10 marathons to go until we'll finish. I'm like, Dad, have you been doing any like training? And he looks at me, because our surname's McDonald, and he goes, training? He goes, I'm a McDonald, I don't need to train. So we get running, that was it. We're off running. We get to the end of that marathon, and I'm looking at my dad, and he's just this broken mess. He's like slightly hobbling. And then, of course, we spend the night in a motel that night, and in the morning, I wake up, I'm like, you ready to go again, Dad? He goes, yeah. Got out of bed, could barely walk.
Yeah.
And now he goes, right, do you want to take a trip to the bike shop, Dad? And he just nodded his head like this, just in shame. He said, come on then. And he had to buy the bicycle and pedal next to me in shame for days.
Well, the fact of the matter is, Don is the adventure dad. I would call. His baseball mitt hands, all calluses on top of calluses. Like his arms like bigger than my thighs. He's a savage man. I can see how he could think that he could do it, but like we loved hanging out with you guys. We really did. But
just so you know, you're never welcome again to Gloucester.
Our livers are still recovering from that trip. I don't know how many Guinness we put away those last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it was a fair old night.
And the fish and chips. There's only one place in Gloucester, Massachusetts that can replicate the batter of the fish and chips. Is that what you call them over there, or you just call them chips?
Fish and chips, yeah. Yep.
That of the batter that you guys have over there is just absolutely tremendous. And what I don't understand, so Gloucester is not on the ocean. Like you'd think that like it was named after our Gloucester was named after a place that was.
See, that's funny. That's what I was envisioning the whole time. No.
No. It's like kind of like this industrial mill town. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie. But it's off of this river that brought the products in like these narrow canals. The boats that are in, like there's like a basin in the middle of it. Yeah. And it's not that big. The basin isn't that big compared to like Gloucester Harbor. Mm-hmm. But the boats are like banana boats. They're like 40 feet long and maybe 8 feet wide. Oh, wow. It's like these crazy looking boats that you would never see, but probably built specifically for these tasks. Am I right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, you've got a great memory of it.
And what was it known for? Was it textiles, or what was Gloucester, England known for, like producing?
Cheese. Double Gloucester cheese. Yeah, we are the cheese rolling. That's where all the magic happened.
So in those like mill buildings that are around there those housed cheese?
Well, not now. I mean, but right early on it was. Back then, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me when can people expect to be able to get the book and stuff?
So 12th of August is the big publish day. So I think we should go on again, and I'll do a few readings out, and then I could maybe give some extracts of what didn't go in the book as well, some stories, because the publisher, they're just like, nah, that's not going in. So yeah,
Did the
all the
beef burger?
naughty stories.
Did the beef burger make it into the book?
A beef burger made it in. He made the cut just.
I tell you, it's that big.
Yeah.
And it's got hairs on it, like.
You gotta have your dad on. You gotta have your dad on in August. So
Okay, I'll make sure Donald McDonald makes an appearance.
I love that guy. I love all those guys. We had so much fun. Well, Jamie, thank you for coming on. We'll just reach. You know how to reach out to me, and we'll get together in early August. Whenever you carte blanche. Whenever you want to come on, you're more than welcome.
Awesome. No, thanks very much. I love
I'm
it.
very much looking forward to meeting you when you come on, and then when you come back too. So.
Scotty's gonna run with you the next time you come.
Yeah.
I'll be on a bike like your dad.
After 10 points from the crow's nest.
Jamie, thank you, buddy.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see you, pal.
What a great guy.
No, you don't even. He took me me and the rabbit in, and they took the time off from work and took us all over Gloucester.
Did it proper.
And really the restaurants and the pubs, and we were out late, and he's a slight man.
Are we keeping you up, McCarthy?
He's not very. He doesn't have like the mass that we have to put away, but he can crush. It's such a big
No,
thing.
Joey, I put that up on.
Oh, you put it up to the screen?
Yeah.
So
I want you to see it.
That was a great one.
We should get that printed.
You know what? He probably could use that in the book.
Yeah.
He would probably use that in the book.
I'll let
Did
Pat
you send
figure
him?
it out.
Did you send him the
I sent
pictures?
him some other pictures, but I don't think I sent him that one.
Are you kidding me?
He was looking for. He
What do we
specifically
call
told
it?
me
Chris, I
he
think
wanted
we
finish
call it
line
demerit,
pictures.
Demerit.
I don't think those count as finish line
He may have
pictures.
it.
I don't have mine.
He wanted finish line.
Joey, just a couple things because we never got to the show notes. I just want to mention that Stone's Pub is reopening on June 11th.
Wait, June 1st.
Looks like a typo. Oh, that's an exclamation. June 1st.
June 1st. Yeah.
I mean, look at the show notes. I mean, that looks like a June. You can't see that.
This is a high production.
This is high, yeah.
High.
So if you're there, Sunday brunch at today at the tunnel, right?
Today's
Here in
not
the show
Sunday.
notes.
That's a copy from the post that was done on.
Oh my God.
Are we
Are you
throwing
serious?
for
I mean,
What a horrible production, man.
No, you know what I feel right now? I feel like the guy that gets screwed on the nose for reading the teleprompter when people mess with him. That's that guy right now.
Yeah.
You're too close to the light. It's not
What do we have for prizes? Do we have a prize?
Nobody
You've
shared.
got the bag.
No, we have
The
some
bag.
shares.
Oh, we
Yeah,
shared
we
it.
got
All right.
six,
All right, Scotty, you
six
pick
shares.
All right, Scotty, you pick out a prize.
Yeah, Joe cleaned out his closet last night. It was.
That was not in the prize pack, was it? Oh, it was. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Oh, this is nice.
No,
All right.
there's
High
no
quality.
human being. There's no human
No, it's a
being that's
baby
going to
tee.
fit that.
That's a baby tee.
Dude,
That's high quality. No, it's supposed to be stretchy for the women.
It's for the dogs.
I don't
you're
know
not gonna
any
wear it. You're gonna
female.
look like a stuffed sausage.
I don't know any female
Me
that
too.
is going to fit in that.
You don't need to be a prick.
But not.
They might want to give it to one of the kids. Something.
That's one of the.
And once again, I'm so sorry that I seated you here.
Did you
in
get something
between
else
this.
up?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I enjoyed the banter.
Yeah, this is banter.
Okay, and we have an iron tree rail trucker cap right there, high
Okay.
quality, but unused. I didn't even use that one.
Don't be a prick.
No sweat stains or anything.
How many?
6.
6 shares.
Rocky.
No, it's the dating
No, the
game.
dating game, yeah.
That's right.
We need another dating game.
We do. Okay, 1 to 6. All right, here we go. Oh, that's good. Keep them right there.
Okay.
Number 3.
3 is Felicia.
Felicia wins.
Oh.
Looks like Joey when he wakes up from a nap.
That's about right. That is true. Accurate. And
Number one, Nina Testaverde.
Nina Testaverde. What do you want, Nina? Nina might fit into that shirt, actually. She's tiny. All right, listen, Mike Grimaldi, look for it. We're waiting and we're anticipating to see if you make it to the finals.
Yes, and I'll definitely be in touch and let you know next steps if that does happen, if I get to the semifinal round. Anyway, in the meantime, I'll definitely send you over so you can share, so you can kind of see the making of the sign.
We want your mother's gnocchi recipe.
I was just going to say, the making of the gnocchi, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the only, I think when a lot of people, like around here anyway, they do the homemade, but they do the regatta gnocchi. And you go anywhere, I think maybe once or twice I've been at a restaurant that offered regatta gnocchi. It's always potato. Right. They're also very good, but, I was brought up on I think the real thing.
What's your favorite Italian restaurant other than your?
Oh, wait! Do we ever ask you? Have we ever asked you Death Row 7, Death Row meal?
Yes.
Oh, this isn't his first rodeo.
Yeah. No, but I was just curious. Other than your mother.
Give us. Oh, wait. Okay, do that, and then I have a follow-up question.
We'll definitely give a shout out to Bella Verona in Salem.
Really?
No.
Is that by the hotel?
Wait, am I saying the right thing? I gotta look it up because I don't want to get it wrong.
Can we get some?
But it's right by. It's right by the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's small.
That's
small
it. Yeah.
Place.
That's it.
Yeah.
Eric Lorden
phenomenal job.
Eric Lorden has said for years that that's the number one hidden gem on the North Shore.
It's really small. You walk right past it, not think anything about it. It's really small.
Yeah.
They have been updated, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I love it because this haven't been touched, updated, and like all along. That's what it looks like anyway. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And we were talking to Adventureman earlier about, and it's one of the things I love most about Gloucester, and I really love about Salem too in this regard, just the grit.
Yeah.
And I really get kind of bummed sometimes when they'll totally, make over this place. Like you're losing some of the grit, the soul, the grit.
So tell me,
getting too bougie.
Give me a Salem place that we should know about, that we might not know about restaurant.
All right. Okay. Well, this will. I do a 2 for 1. So, one of the best burgers I've ever had is at Mercy Tavern in Salem.
Mercy. Write these down. I gotta write these down.
Mention for that. It's on Derby Street in Salem. So awesome people, awesome food, awesome drinks.
Is that the old Derby?
It's old pigs in a pig's eye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
And that is actually the location of my first upcoming solo show, which opens up there.
Big shout out
June
to Fred Strigley.
10th.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
June 10th, 6 p.m. I'll have 15 pieces. It's all 80s themes. Got the original Patriots logo. Got Pac-Man, Misfits, Mario, Elvira, Andre the Giant, original MTV logo. So all in the same style as what I dropped off for Joey today. So that's going to be awesome. Be up for about 6 weeks, but opening is June 10th, 6 p.m. If anyone wants to stop by, feel free. But yeah, that great burger there. So I recommend that.
Well, Joe's down. Chris is here. Jim's still here. Pat's still with us.
I'm afraid to touch the button.
We were about to do the wrap on it, and that was a wrap, and do the sign off and all. But let's do a topic while we're waiting on Joey to come back.
Make sure you got the right sheet now.
I'm sure I'm going to screw this one up.
Don't take balls because he's coming on Sunday.
No.
Yeah.
Should I go to Butthurt Chris again?
Yes.
I don't think any of mine are on there.
Oh, this one right here.
Oh, there's a bunch.
Here we go. This is one of Butthurt Chris's topics, and anytime that I'm in charge of the show notes, you're going first in my book. So here we.
Well, they are the best topics.
Why? All right. So why are toilet seats so short?
I think we already.
Why not make them as high as the short stool?
Yeah, like a short stool, like even. The
what do you mean by
this?
this?
Well, the toilets.
I know what you're saying.
Come on, camera.
I could barely get up.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice to go into a bathroom and just sit this way, like this?
Well,
You don't want your legs to
you.
fall asleep?
Right.
Is that what's going on?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I mean, what I'm saying is, you know how everything has evolved. I mean, years ago, people were much shorter, and that's maybe why the
Chris, you're
toilets.
still shorter.
Yeah, you're the same size.
I know, but I'm just saying that, I mean, we're in 2021 now. People a little taller, people a little bigger, and hence the toilet has to be, I think, higher than what it's been for many years.
I like the concept. I was just trying to figure out why that came up as a topic. So
because, like I said, I woke up in the
stool height. Like why
Yeah.
Chris wants the
Brenda
higher
Grimes
toilet.
Davis
So-
is right.
Do you know that you can? What are like? I've renovated. I built a house, and we've renovated the house. And both houses, I've specifically made sure that I get the toilet super high because you want your legs dangling a little bit. You don't want
dangling.
No, it's wrong. No, because if you go
Elf on a shelf.
No, if you go high, it cuts off the circulation to your feet, and then you get up and you're all wobbly because
your legs fall asleep, right?
Yeah, you don't want your legs falling asleep. Yeah. No, I always get the Toto, and I don't know if it's called Comfort Height or whatever, but it's the one. I like it.
I know,
the highest model.
I know those ones. They used to I used to work at the Coming Center for a while, and they well versed with those toilets. That's all you have there.
There you go. Now you know. Best toilet, but good spot to stop off.
How are you guys on the cushiony seats? Are you into the cushiony seats?
I don't like it.
You like to sit down?
I'll give you an insider tip. Pro tip. Tremendous place if you got to take a shit. The Marshalls. The toilets at Marshalls.
Oh yeah,
fucking tremendous.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Like
Another pro tip: if you don't like squatting down to the level of the normal toilet seat, just poop in the urinal. What? You just
so let's take us on with one last topic
up.
and we'll wrap up. How you said?
Let's hold the topic because we're hour 22 minutes right now, and we want to keep up.
Jim's gonna sign off. We get some music today.
Jimmy's gonna get in there. Jimmy, do your thing. Can you? Is this gonna mess you up, here, Jim?
No,
Jimmy, don't hurt your back.
No, you gotta get it tight. The whole thing is you gotta get your grill in there, Jimmy. We'll move the table for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely no piping plovers were injured in the making of today's podcast. Thank you.
We're going to go out with a little bit of Annie Probst and which one's Annie?
On the podcast, interviews and making all the people laugh. In the oldest seaport of our country's past, out here with the lobsters. Good morning, Gloucester.
Little town with big news. 411, come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew. It's good morning, Gloucester, to you. Oh, it's good morning, Gloucester, to you. I say good morning, Gloucester, to you. Good morning, Gloucester, from over the bridge. OTB.